Hello everyone, what is up? Nubby here, back with another Zenless Zone Zero video. And Zenless Zone Zero is now 2 years old, with version 3.0 giving us an entirely new region, while the coming version 3.1 is bringing a ton of new content to the game very soon. And honestly, I think ZZZ is in one of the best spots it has ever been right now. But that doesn't mean everything is perfect. So today, instead of just talking about all the free anniversary rewards that we are going to be getting in 3.1, I just wanted to sit down and share some of my thoughts after finishing version 3.0, watching the 3.1 special program, and seeing Zenless Zone Zero reach its 2nd anniversary. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the video. Starting with Roscaelifer, the new area that came with the 3.0 update. This floating bamboo city is honestly one of the best looking locations we have gotten so far. Everything about it is just incredibly charming. You have tiny little doors built specifically for bamboos, little details scattered everywhere, and despite there still being humans around, this city really feels like it belongs to the bamboos. What I love most is the contrast. It almost feels like a fantasy fairy tale, but at the same time, in the lore, it's actually pretty grounded, because bamboos are essentially robotic constructs and Roscaelifer is basically a giant floating data center, yet somehow it still manages to feel both futuristic and magical at the same time. It is a really unique concept, and I absolutely love the direction the developers went with Roscaelifer. Another thing I really liked was how version 3.0 changed the way ZZZ tells its story. Like, ZZZ has always relied heavily on its more comic book style of presentation, where each character will get its own little box where they talk out of, and that is still there, but now they started mixing in these semi-scripted in-game scenes where characters naturally interact with each other while you simply sit back and watch everything unfold like a movie. They also added more action sequences with quick time events during major story moments, which honestly made me feel so much more engaged. And while I always enjoyed ZZZ's main story quests, these changes made version 3.0 feels like a noticeable step forward, and now I'm even more excited to see where version 3.1 takes the main story. Looking ahead to version 3.1, one of the new game modes I'm really excited about from the 3.1 special program is the new weekly game mode Enigma of the Labyrinth. The best part is that it shares weekly progression with Hollow Zero, meaning players can choose to do whichever weekly mode they enjoy more to get the weekly rewards. Personally, I am really happy about this coming change because I started getting burnt out from Hollow Zero a while ago. In fact, there was many weeks where I just simply choose not to do Hollow Zero altogether because I just wasn't interested in doing this specific weekly game mode. And from what I have seen, Enigma of the Labyrinth looks like it's bringing back some ideas and mechanics from the Save Bangbootopia event we got back in version 2.8, which I really enjoyed that event a lot. So I'm really looking forward to this new weekly mode, with the hope that this will greatly help keep the weekly content feeling fresh for every player. Moving on, now after glazing ZZZ for a little bit, I'm going to talk about some nitpicks I have about the game, starting with Pyrois. Now, in a previous video I made, I already talked about having, mixed feelings about Pyrois being introduced to the main story, but overall, after finishing the 3.0 story, I really enjoyed Pyrois, and I actually really like the value Pyrois is able to bring to the story. As to not spoil anything, TLDR, the introduction of Pyrois is kind of used as a tool to reveal more of the main character's mysterious past and justifies some previous scenes in some previous story quests where the main characters was able to survive or save certain situations where they shouldn't have. However, I still have a nitpick with how the main character was seemingly very quickly able to tame Pyrois. Like, I get it, there was like a whole scene where the MC had to resist and fight Pyrois for control for like a few hours in the story, but after that, Pyrois is basically like a Pokemon that we can just summon to help, and like, while I'm down for how the story progressed with the main character, unlocking a new hidden power, I just wished that there was more built up and struggle to how, the MC had to really fight to control this demon. And this is like the only real big nitpick I have with the current 3.0 story so far. Moving on to my other nitpick and concern is how quickly ZZZ keeps introducing new combat mechanics. Like, we just got a new win element in 3.0 and now in 3.1 they're introducing a new Lumi Flux element that can interact with a lot of other elements. And is it just me? Is it just me who feels this way? Like, am I just getting old? Because it only feels like not too long ago where, in combat, all you need to understand is that, you stun enemy with a stunner, you attack an enemy with an attacker, and then you buff the team with a support character. And now we got all this new fancy win element messing around with elemental reactions and like the new Lumi Flux that is coming and stuff like Ether Veil and Bloom. It's a lot. And I feel that the devs need to slow down a little bit with all the new combat elements and big mechanical changes to like just let the combat of ZZZ breathe and relax a little bit. And give old people like me some time to, figure out what the fuck is going on.
I've fallen and I can't get up!
Finally, let's talk about the second anniversary and the state of the game. And yes, the rewards are amazing. 30 free pulls, a free Lucy summer skin, and a free limited S-rank character selector that comes with their signature weapon. ZZZ is by far one of the most generous gacha games out there right now when it comes to their anniversary. But honestly, summarizing the anniversary rewards or talking about how generous ZZZ is, that's not why I really, wanted to make this video. This video is really about how I feel seeing ZZZ reach its second anniversary, sharing some thoughts on certain areas of the game that I enjoy, and looking at where the game is now. I genuinely think ZZZ is in a really healthy place. Sure, people have concerns about endgame difficulty and HP inflation, and those discussions are completely valid, but overall, the game feels like it is moving in the right direction. I even have a few friends who stopped at playing during version 2.0 because they didn't enjoy the direction the story was taking. But after seeing how, version 3.0 is handled and everything, announced for 3.1, some of my friends are actually, starting to return and come back to ZZZ. And to me, this is a very, clear, good sign that the game is doing well. In conclusion, overall, to sum up my thoughts on Zenless Zone Zero right now, the new region is fantastic, the story has improved, the new weekly content looks amazing. I still have a few small nitpicks about where the story and combat is heading, but overall, I'm genuinely excited for the future of the game. Happy second anniversary, ZZZ. Here's hoping we get to celebrate many more. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Nubby out.